Okay, can you all hear me? Yeah, okay, fine. So just arrived, just landed, try to make it to this conference. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we are set to go. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so my name is Fiorenza, as been presented before. I work for Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity. And I'm here to talk to you today about how creativity can really drive your business results, can really do, have a huge role in leadership, in leadership building, as you can see from the title of my presentation. And for those among you, how many of you have been to Cannes before? Raise your hands. Okay, a couple of people. So most of you haven't been, so I could see only 2 people here. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what Cannes Lion is, I will explain it in a nutshell. So on every year in June, over 12,000 people come down to the French Riviera, to Cannes, to attend the International Festival of Creativity. And why they come into Cannes? What is their purpose? What is their goal? Well, these people take creativity extremely seriously and truly believe that creativity matters, not only to their career, but also to their businesses, but to their industries as well. So what I want to go through with you is why creativity matters. Why should creativity matter to you, to your teams, to your companies? I'm not going to answer to this question, but I'm going to show you what the leaders that came last year to our festival have said about why creativity matters to them. Let's have a look.
Creativity right now is the most valuable asset in business. If you look at the number of clients who will be attending Cannes this week, something like 3,000 clients. The world's top marketeers, every major iconic brand will be here in the south of France. And they're here for one reason, not to enjoy the sunshine. They're here to be educated, they're here to be inspired, and they're here to discover the best ideas and the people behind the best ideas, because of the value of creativity now is really the highest it's ever been. And at the end of the day, we're in the business of creativity.
We also believe that if you get the fundamentals right and you create magic, then there's a disproportionate economic return for that. So our desire to celebrate brilliance in creativity, the presence of Diageo here this week in Cannes, is a hard-headed business belief that you sell more at higher prices if you're really creative.
5 years ago, when I was doing my research for the job at the Coca-Cola company, I actually studied Advertiser of the Year, and I noticed that 8 out of 10 of the Advertisers of the Year, when they were awarded Advertiser of the Year, were also enjoying an all-time high share price.
So as they all said, so we saw the guy from Coca-Cola, Diageo, and some agencies speaking. So they all agree that creativity can really drive your business, is a driving force for change, for good, and for business. So creative solutions are more effective. This is what we believe at Cannes Lions. We also believe that creative brands are more successful, and creative communication can really impact your world, your teams. Creative skills are in the higher demand across the board than never before. So what role does creativity play in leadership building? Do leaders really need to develop their creative skills? Well, what we do at Cannes, starting last year actually, we did a partnership with an advertising school of creativity, which is based in Berlin. And this partnership is to bring creative to Cannes leaders. They want to know how to build a team using creative skills. So how to drive creativity and how to employ creativity in the everyday life, everyday working lives. And let's have a look at what they say about this course.
The reason I chose this program is to recharge.
To reboot, to reset, to get excited again.
I'm here because I know that I want to be an excellent leader.
I think learning is a very big aspect of leadership development. whether it's creative leadership or otherwise. It keeps us agile and keep us challenged.
I'm a work in progress. I believe that leadership is a day-to-day thing. It's not the end.
So as you've seen from this video, all the leaders that participated in this program, which is called Creative Leaders Program, they all believe that creativity can be instilled into your company culture and can make your company more successful. So the ability to think and act more creatively has become a business-wide imperative. And this, here it is. So this belief that we believe that creativity can drive your business results has been also shared by a friend of the festival, which is a strategic planner. His name is James Herman. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this book. He wrote a book a couple of years ago called The Case for Creativity. What this book is talking about. So I suggest you to read it if you haven't done it already, because this book actually proves the correlation between creativity and business results. This guy, James, analyzed lots of different companies from Heineken, McDonald's, Volvo, you name them. And what he saw that all the companies that had creative work out there, they sold more. So creatively awarded campaign generate 11% more market share growth than non-creatively awarded campaign. And this is quite a big discovery. And also his theory has been shared by the team, the marketing team at McDonald's. When I met them last year, they told me that all the work that they done last year and that was awarded creatively had a 54% higher return of investment than non-creative work. So this is actually proving that creativity can really drive your business results. And there is also a way to measure creativity, believe it or not. So you can measure, and this is how Heineken, the marketing team at Heineken, measure the creativity of the work of the campaigns they do. And as you can see here, they created a so-called creative ladder, where 1 is destructive and 10 is legendary, to rate the work they do, the product they sell. And this is really interesting because every campaign they do go through a rigorous process and get analyzed by the creative leaders, and they do rate it. So let's have a look what the team at Heineken saying about the creative ladder.
In the last couple of years, we launched what we call our creativity program, which is very much anchored around a common language for creativity. We call it the creative ladder, and we very much use that to rate everything we do. And certainly that's helped to spark a lot of conversations, a lot of debate about exactly how do we get even better.
And then it turns to be also an internal competition. Everyone wants to be up in the ladder and no one wants to be seen as a 1 or a 2. So this really pushes the boundaries further.
So as you can see, it's an internal competition. So it's a way to push their teams to do better and to work in a more creative way. But what drives creativity nowadays? So another question that I get asked in Cannes from all the people coming every year, say, Fiorenza, what drives creativity? So, well, what I did, I went to ask this question to our speakers, to our delegates, to gather from them what they think that drives creativity nowadays. And these people, as you will see in the video that is going to come up in a second, they are from different walks of lives. They are scientists, artists, agency creatives, CMOs, CSOs. So let's have a look at what they think that drives creativity nowadays.
Emotional power. Issues with data.
Collaborators that you respect.
Emotional. Collaborating.
Data.
Emotions. Collaboration.
Data.
Emotion. Collaboration.
Should we just reboot it just a second and see if it works better? Okay.
Emotional power. Issues with data.
Collaborators that you respect.
Emotional. Collaborating.
Data.
Emotions. Collaboration.
Data.
Emotion. Collaborate.
Okay,
Emotional
Basically,
collaboration. Data.
Emotional
collaboration.
Data.
Emotional collaboration.
okay. So basically, what was a cut, an edit saying that all these people, they think exactly the same thing. So all the sessions we done with them in Cannes last year, all the seminars, the workshops, they all say the same thing. There are three main trends that drive creativity at the moment, okay? And that data and technology, emotional connection, and collaboration. So this is something that you really need to think about when you go back to your agency, go back to your company, and want to be more creative, want to instill creativity in what you do, in what your teams do. And these are the three key trends that we found out in Cannes last year. So what I would like to do with you is to give you some inspiration, okay? And go through each one of them and show you an award-winning campaign that was awarded in Cannes last year that really embodies what these trends are. So starting with data and technology, which is the main trend we saw last year in Cannes. So all the work, all the creative work that has been entered by company agencies alike was driven by data and technology. And I want to show you here a great award-winning campaign called The Great Chinese Name for Great Britain, very weird title. And this is from Ogilvy PR in Beijing, China. Let's have a look together.
For centuries, the British roamed the world, slapping English names on just about everything. So when it came time to promote Great Britain in China, we thought the Chinese might like to return the favor with great Chinese names for Great Britain.
Now, Britain is launching its largest ever tourism campaign, and it's based around asking people to choose the Chinese name for a range of British landmarks.
We want funny names, we want thought-provoking names, we want names which are poetic.
就叫它那个迷字小镇，
自由之路，荣耀之路。
山坡上的丘陵。
We invited them to suggest names for over 100 iconic British attractions online, and the names poured in.
女王驾到。
侠盗林。
占星塔. This is not listed on the site. Namers were encouraged to personally visit the location and be the first to upload their submissions to Weibo, along with proof of visit. A Chinese Beatles fan named Yu Run grabbed the opportunity to name Beatles landmarks in London and Liverpool.
现在终于命名完了，它就叫潘尼路了。
The names were immortalized on Wikipedia, Baidu, and Google Maps. And the campaign became a talking point both in China and abroad.
The new Chinese name for the Gherkin building in London translates quite literally to the pickled little cucumber.
The famous Highland Games, some feel it could be better translated as strong man, skirt party.
This was the first time in history one country had invited the citizens of another to come up with names for its major landmarks. And as a result, Britain is greeting a lot more Chinese tourists this year.
Thank you very much. 大功告成了。 我可能创造了一段小历史。
Okay, that was a great example of how you can use data and technology and social media to really have an impact on society in changing a little bit the rules of the game, you know, when it's about cultural differences and environments. Looking at collaboration as a second trend for creative work. So more and more work entered into our festival, and when I say enter into our festival, we receive 40,000 pieces of work. So we analyze each one of them and we look for trends every year. So it's a big job we do. And collaboration is one of the main things that I came up last year. So collaboration, what that means, more and more companies are collaborating on great award-winning campaigns. So it's not anymore like, okay, this piece is from an advertising agency or this other is from a PR agency, but mainly integration, communication, integrated communication, which has been a great product of collaboration between different type of agencies. So I want to show you another piece that is called Clever Boy. This is from Fuel Communication and Saatchi Australia, and this is a great collaboration between two agencies that usually wouldn't even talk to each other because they are in competition. But in this case, they united forces and they put this campaign together, which is a great example of what I'm saying. Let's have a look.
Introducing Clever Boy, a smart ocean buoy that detects sharks and sends instant alerts to lifeguards via the Optus network. The buoy detects the sharks by using a breakthrough sonar system we developed that measures the shark's unique movement. Once a shark has been detected, a real-time message is sent to the lifeguard towers via the Optus network. Clever Boy is a viable alternative to current shark defence methods in Australia and worldwide. One that's more efficient, economical and humane.
World's first shark detection technology to help prevent attacks.
Since launch, Clever Boy has featured in over 800 global news stories, earning an audience of over 40 million through PR and social. Our brief was to change the perception of the Optus network. Now with Clever Boys under commercial development and the leader of the New South Wales government funding public trials, we've created an entirely new use for the Optus network, one that will continue to get talked about.
Okay, so we just saw that great device that was actually commercialized last year with great success within Australia and Asia. Emotional connection is the last trend that I'm going to talk to you about. So when I say emotional connection, I don't really mean just government, charity, and no-profit organization work, okay? Because usually when we receive work from charities, for instance, or for NGOs, it's really easy for this kind of work to stroke an emotional chord within the audience. So it's quite easy. But it's less easy when brands try to do it. Okay? So I would like to show you one last piece of work that is called Proud Whopper, and is from David Miami in Miami and Alison Broad PR. And this is a great example of how brand promise can be converted into brand purpose for social good. Let's have a look.
When people sit down to eat a hamburger, the last thing they want to be thinking about is two guys having sex.
In 2014, we invited people to try the most controversial hamburger in history.
Trending tonight, some of the stories that are hot right now online. Twitter, Burger King.
Proud Whopper. It's called the Proud Whopper. Introducing the Proud Whopper.
So like it's a gay burger or what is it?
Do gay people even eat fast food?
Yeah, it's about time.
People wondered what was so different about this Whopper.
You want to try the Proud Whopper?
Huh? What is the Proud Whopper? Hey, what is the difference?
It really does taste different.
The meat tastes like more like sweeter, I don't know.
But in reality, the Proud Whopper was just like any other Whopper.
We are all the same inside.
It's the same burger.
A badge of hope. The Proud Whopper took over social media and mass media publications. It gathered over 1 billion media impressions worth $21 million of earned media, 7 million views, 450,000 blog mentions, and became the #1 trending topic on Facebook and Twitter in 1 week.
We're all the same inside.
In the end, the Proud Whopper became more than a hamburger. It became a proclamation of equality.
Okay, that was quite interesting piece. It's like a lot of debate in Cannes last year, but it was really highly awarded. I think he won about 10 different Grand Prix, something really amazing. Just shattering, gender stereotypes and being ahead of the time. How can your company become more creative? This is also the question that I would like to ask you and try to answer today. Obviously, we've seen that creativity drives business results. Creativity can play an active role in leadership building and can also drive your agency results in general. But we look also at some inspirational work that really is a proof of how creativity can really make a change, not only for your business, but for good in the society. So to answer the final question here, how can you, leaders, companies, become more creative? So I have only one piece of advice here, and which is the next slide. Commit to creative bravery. What that means, empowering your team to take the creative ideas to the next level. So don't be afraid of, you know, your team having like failure and bring up ideas that look a little bit crazy to start with, but it's important that you listen to your team and you empower them to take their ideas to the next level, and reward creative thinking across your organizations, because that will help your employees to deepen their commitment and to develop their full potential, their full creative potential. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe you want to say? Huh? Do you have any question for Fiorenza? I have a question, by the way. I had a discussion, I had a debate with a friend of mine who was writing a book on advertisement and PR and so on. And he was asking himself the question, does advertisement and PR create the need, or does advertisement and PR reflect the society? What would you say about this? Do you believe that creativity creates new needs, or do you believe that it's just a matter of reflecting what the society is about already?
I think what creativity is about is reflecting. I think Carl Lyons, I've been working with creativity for the last 10 years. And I think when I see creative work, I see an answer to a dilemma, to an issue. So reflecting what the issue in that society is, and then basically act on it. And this is what creative work is all about, I think.
And do you believe that creativity can be as well in B2B environment? Because the example that you showed are consumer
of course.
Environment. What's your point about creativity in business-to-business environments?
Okay, we see these trends actually changing quite a lot in the last couple of years. So when I joined Carl Lyons 8 years ago, most campaigns were actually entered by agencies, so media, PR, advertising agencies. But at the moment, we are seeing an inverted trend, which is work more and more entered by also brands and clients. So we saw lots of different pieces entered, for example, by Volvo Trucks, so a B2B brand last year winning awards, winning golds and silvers prizes in Cannes. So actually, brands and clients can be creative, and they are showing that very much so in Cannes.
Has anyone got a question for Fiorenza? I'm sure someone has a question for Fiorenza. No? Not only, I'm sure you're all fan of creativity, no? Or you're too creative to ask a question? What's your point? No question? So no question?
I think too much food for thought.
Too much food. Thank you very much, Fiorenza, for your time. Thank you.